Hello everybody, Nate the Gamer here. One of my favorite things to do with the Nintendo Switch, apart from playing games on it of course, is modifying it. No, I'm not talking about the software side where you can install some pretty sketchy programs and could result in a console ban, but rather changing the appearance of the Nintendo Switch. Now, there are many ways you can do this. You can buy a decal skin from decalgirl.com, Slick Wraps or D-Brand, or the most popular method is to use a third-party shell. One of the more popular third-party brands, and they were actually the first ones on the market, is Basstop. But from personal experience and from videos from other people, the quality control isn't that good. Luckily, a company that's more in tune with console modifications, Extremerate, has thrown their own line of Nintendo Switch shells to the market. So as you can see, this is the Atomic Purple shell, and I also have the Super Nintendo variant. So are these worth your hard-earned money and worth the trouble of assembling them? Let's find out. So every single Joycon kit comes with the same tools. You get a tri-wing screwdriver, a Phillips head screwdriver, a bag of screws and springs just in case if you lose any, and of course the shells themselves. This Joycon set also includes a set of buttons. I do wish for the clear shells that they gave you black buttons instead of ones that match the case. That's mostly because the black buttons just work better with the clear shells in general. I also noticed that the Super Nintendo buttons were a different purple for X and Y compared to the originals. Now, the normal person would have just ignored that, but come on, I have nerd OCD. So I decided to rush order a pair of colorful buttons that were funny enough taken from a Basstop set, and made a Super Famicom controller.
One thing to note is that Extremerate sells other colors of the buttons separately. So if you don't like the color of buttons that you got within your kit, you can just buy another set.
I do wish that Extremerate included ESD tweezers because if you have short and stubby fingers like mine, it's very difficult to get to the ribbon cables. Not to mention that the ribbon cables are also very fragile, so if you break one of these, you might as well just throw out your entire controller. Now, disassembling the Joy-Cons were pretty easy for me, mostly because I've taken so many apart that were just straight up broken. Yeah, I'm a pretty fun guy to hang around over the weekends. Now, when I first assembled the Atomic Purple Joy-Cons, I thought that it cracked on the front, like had a little hairline crack, but instead it was really just hair. So make sure the air in your area is free from any debris. However, if it's your first time taking apart a Joy-Con, it's a pretty daunting task. Extremerate has their own teardown videos, which they are helpful, it's just that the included music is kind of loud. If you're too scared to do this mod, which I completely understand, there's a bunch of people on Etsy that will do the modification for you. All you really have to do is just send in your Joy-Con shells to them. But once you put this all together and go through all that trouble, it looks really cool. Now they have a lot of different designs on their Amazon page. There's the clear blue, red, purple, green, and clear ones, just straight up white. But there's also solid colors, some ones with printed designs like one that looks hydro dipped. I think that's basil. Something that Juggalos would probably like, and of course the Super Nintendo and NES designs. Funny enough, the NES one kinda looks like the one that Colorware has. I personally like how the clear shells have a frosted look to them, unlike just crystal clear with the Basstop ones. And it feels pretty good as well. When I had the Basstop set for a little bit before it completely broke, it felt very slippery. But with the Extremerate shells, it kind of feels like a more smoother backplate of the original Nintendo Switch. Now, if you're going through the Amazon page, you may notice that some of the shells, including the Super Nintendo one, have something called soft touch. Well, that's mostly because these shells actually have a different coating compared to the original Joy-Con shells. They actually feel really good. It's almost like you're holding velvet in your hands. I have heard that this kind of layer can wear down over time due to hand sweat, but I haven't seen any problems yet. You may also notice that there's a D-pad on the left Joy-Con. Some of the shell designs have an additional option to add a D-pad. Now, the D-pad feels more in line with the 3DS, which is very clicky. The D-pad is completely okay, but due to the placement, because it's, far down right there, it's kind of difficult to hold sometimes when it comes to certain fighting games. It's also hard to do quarter circle motions because there's no bits of plastic right there, so after a while of doing those kinds of motions, it can kind of irritate my thumb. But really, it gets the job done. I mostly use it for 2D side-scrollers, fighting games, and the Super Nintendo and NES games. But overall, I do recommend these shells a lot. They look great, they feel great, and it's really easy to assemble once you know what you're doing. You're just saving a lot of money from going out and buying one of those custom painted switches, because believe me, those cost a pretty penny. And the best part about these shells is that for the clear ones, you can actually see when your stick starts drifting.
Thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you guys are new and you've enjoyed what you've seen, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to follow me on Twitter to see updates on this channel, uploads to my Vlare page, and whatever's happening in life. Anyways, I'm Nate the Gamer, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.